Hey there, Libra community. Soul Tigress here with a wonderful story for this special frequency. Thank you so much for your patience, your time, and your energy as I navigate this story between the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything in between. Now, don't forget that this is a safe and sacred space where we call in the angels, ancestors, guides, as well as divine and universal energy to come in and be the protectors and the guides for all the positive messages that are going to come out. Keep in mind, though, this is not love tarot. What we do here is geared towards self-empowerment. What that means is building the stepping stones to getting closer to our soul being, which helps align us with a higher energy. So let's go ahead and get started, Libra, with what's going on in the vibe. So right away, rebalancing self with gifted acknowledgement towards self. AKA treating yourself for doing your darndest to try to bring some balance into your life. Acknowledge the hard work it takes to be committed to something new and conquer fears. Sometimes we get wrapped up in trying to be perfect and get this one thing that we're trying to do done the best way, the first time, right away. And when it doesn't work, oh man, do we rip ourselves a new one. But this is not the time. This is not the time nor the place to do that. This is a time to be proud of yourself for doing that, for committing to something and doing your best, having good intentions about it, creating it from good intentions as well. Now, this is very interesting. There's a new emotional contract that's coming in, and it's by the way of yourself. What's going to happen when you start congratulating yourself, especially when you're messing up, for even doing the commitment, acknowledging that you're messing up and acknowledging that you still have time to keep working on it, is you're going to bring in a higher emotional intelligence about yourself. You're going to learn something about yourself. And this is going to come at the expense of being proud. No matter how big or how small, whatever you're doing that you're trying to do to rebalance yourself, if it could be starting something new, a new workout routine, maybe trying to incorporate vegetables into your weekly meals. Maybe it's trying not to snap on dumb mofos as much. That's trying to rebalance yourself by way of not letting others get you off balance. Excuse me, I'm going to take another drink real quick. All right, so but this is only if you can let go of what you once believed, because what you once believed is the very thing that has you being hard on yourself. You don't have to be at war with what you have versus what you don't have. Now that one, what I get is the image of an ancestor who sits with you, who sees your frustrations. And what I get, this happens a lot at night when you're by yourself, when you're sitting on your bed, just kind of just looking at where you're at, where you thought you should have been by now, or maybe where you ideally think you should be. It's not that time to be at war with what you have versus what you don't have, because that means you're not proud of what you've created so far. And if you made it this far in life, you should be proud, because not everybody gets to make it this far. A lot of people don't make the same choices to try and do better. A lot of people just want to stay doing the same thing and blaming life. That's why no matter how big or how small, whatever you're doing to try and rebalance yourself, be very proud. All right, so let's get started with what's going on with the introduction. I have the Cosmic Belief Oracle right here. Ancestors and angels. What is it that needs to come out? So I have something separating, something being pulled apart, something that's falling apart, breaking down. But I have a guardian here. A guardian who's trying to help. Trying to help Libra see what could be on the other side of this door. If they choose to go, if they choose to do something different. Trying to show Libra, what I get is that in some sense you've been following your gut. But right now you're questioning those gut decisions. And this guardian is trying to sound some kind of trumpet. They're trying to get you to wake up. Wake up and understand why you made the choices that you made. Why you got so fed up with something in particular. Some place, someone. But Libra doesn't want to see it for some reason. Why doesn't Libra want to see it? What's going on? Something else. It brings on a lot of challenges for them. It makes Libra have to acknowledge that they have to maybe move in a different direction. Maybe it wasn't the direction they were hoping for. Oh, wow. Did I say they weren't hoping for? I have this fall into the moving on. It's something that in their thoughts, they thought something was really going to be different. Maybe that something wasn't going to come to an end. Left them confused. What to hold on to. Libra, there's a lot that you don't want to see here. A lot that you don't want to see. How can you learn from these fellow air signs? Libra, scales, balance. Gemini. Gemini is, I think, Mercury, the lovers, communication, the magician. Then we have Aquarius, the star, wish fulfillment, the Fool, being able to be open to a new adventure. I feel it's the new adventure that you have a challenge with, a new adventure that has to deal with maybe communicating with others, maybe finding certain kind of partnerships, maybe being the master or believing you're the master of your story. What happens in the story? Not what happens to you makes your story, but how you handle it is what makes your story. Oh my goodness. So we're going to go ahead and start with the present. Now I see why this deck was needed. I always deem this my tight-lipped deck. And by majority of these cards falling out face down, I can see why this is needed for the present. Let me take a swig of water before we get started. All right. So divine and universal energy, what is it, what is it, what is it that needs to come out for the present? Love spell, things taking too long. The Page of Swords. Again, something that we don't want to see. This Page of Swords goes reaching towards those challenges. For some reason, there's a fear of starting over again. Starting from a new, different kind of beginning. Maybe you're thinking that you're going to lose everything, so this means you have to rewrite everything. Doesn't mean you have to rewrite everything. It means you're taking a step back, and instead of just looking at it from this one view, maybe we can open up to it a different way. Page of Swords is a younger energy. Younger energies tend to fear less because they haven't learned so much to fear. So I would say it's letting go of this fear and opening up to this challenge, as if you're embarking on something for the first time again. Queen of Cups. I don't know what it is about this Queen of Cups here energy. Honestly, it definitely wears on this time. Whatever it is that's flying by, could be moving quick, could be moving too slow for you. But this Queen of Cups, they reach for you in a sense while you're reaching for something else. Can I get a clarity card on this Queen of Cups? They reach for you, but they still hold on to something else. That's what's interesting. And I have the Sun card. Immaturity, lazy, lack of ambition, crisis in confidence. You have lost belief in your abilities. This card signals a low point in your life. Any facet of your life is at risk. Your future is in doubt. Possible loss of job, home, or loved one. Relationship trouble, broken engagement. Deal with the reality of your situation. Oh, that one is dealing with the reality of the situation. They got that cup. So this one knows what's happening, or this one knows what can be happening, that you're getting ready to depart from this situation. Why are we departing from this situation? It isn't a good match. You're bored. Knight of Cups. There's no movement here. There's no emotional fulfillment. I mean, you reach for them, they reach for you. But there's something here. There's something here that irritates you about them. That's what I'm getting. Maybe it's because in order to really get along with them too, you have to hold a cup as well. And when I'm saying a cup, I could be meaning a drink. Ooh, something. There's something here that you have to keep using to keep more being in common with this situation. But it's not doing you any favors. If anything, it's increasing your irritableness. Can I get a clarity card for this page of coins? Clarity card for the page of coins. Whatever the situation is, they're not... How do I explain this? If it costs more to try and keep dealing with this situation. For example, if this is somebody who likes to drink and you have to drink to have something in common with them, let's face it, going and grabbing a drink, depending on where it's at, what brand it is, what type of drink it is going to cost some money. And so what happens is you do this, you set yourself free, you give yourself permission to go and do this with this person, hang out with this person, but you end up acting like a fool out there in a sense. Even though you feel like you're freeing yourself, you're going with the program, you're going with the flow. You're trying to hang on to something, but you're trying to let loose on something else. It's weird. Well, somebody doesn't want to lose all the hard work they put in. Whatever this other is, they really feel like you bring in a lot for them. You bring in a lot for them, even though they're at such a low. And this is what they want to hang on to. This is very interesting. This is almost like the Leo story in a sense, too. Why is it so fun here? Is it because it gets you out and about? What else needs to come out for the present? Because if you really don't have that much in common, but this drink, whatever this one thing is, keeps you guys in common, it doesn't end up that way at the end of the night with y'all. They can keep serving drinks left and right, left and right. But whatever it is, it's not fulfilling by the end of the night. I mean, certain things that make us feel good, once they start coming out our system or we exceeded the limit on them, they actually start to do quite the opposite. Start to make us feel worse. I don't know what it is about this one, but when you're done hanging out with them, you feel worse. Whatever it is, they really try and present themselves, though, as an all-knowing kind of energy. A very nurturing energy. But they're opposite. There's immaturity, there's laziness, there's a lack of ambition. This person is always down to hang out because they're always available, because they're not doing anything for themselves. And when you start to get around energy like that, that energy starts to leach out into your energy. What is about the Ace of Wands? Oh, wow. I have the Three of Wands now. Now we got almost Four of Wands going here. I think Libra has this fear of being alone in a sense. Or it's hard for Libra to be alone. For some reason, they've went on a lot of adventures by themselves. But they're tired of the adventure by themselves. You're not the only one. So don't beat yourself up for it. A lot of people do that. Excuse me. A lot of people will enter marriages for things that benefit them, other things than love. And one of the biggest things is not being alone. But what I've noticed from marriages that I've seen where they have happened because somebody felt like they were benefiting from it and it wasn't out of love, is there was always one partner who cheated. Didn't matter if they were a man, didn't matter if they were a woman, and they always harbored on this certain love that they lost, even though the love was toxic as all get out. Think about it really, really hard. Because I think you're almost on the fence where you could compromise yourself so much so you don't have to go on these adventures alone. But at what expense does it come in the end? At what expense is it going to take from you? What kind of behavior would you have to compromise on and dealing with? This is why if you are truthful with yourself here and what's going on, this is why this is going to raise your emotional IQ. Because what they would do with babies is they would say you don't always want to run to a baby when they're crying, especially if they've been fed, they've been changed, they're not sick or anything. What you want to teach your baby is how to self-soothe. A lot of adults don't know how to self-soothe. They don't know how to sit with themselves and how to calm themselves down. They don't know how to be with themselves, especially when they feel like they need someone there in order to feel complete. Right here, going through this situation, you're going to learn something about yourself, and you're going to learn how to, I want to say, heal yourself. Not only heal yourself, but you're going to bring on a new kind of emotional protection, I would say, as well. Let's go one more card. One more card for the present. What is the last card for the present? The last two cards. What did I tell you? There it comes. 4 of Wands. Yep. And this last one, the Knight of Coins. On this 4 of Coins. You definitely feel like you're out on the cold when it comes to seeing any type of offer in any other direction. So you have to ask, is this something of convenience here just because this person's here and they're at your beck and call because they don't do anything with their lives? You gotta ask yourself that one too. Because if that's the case, again, you're still out on the cold at the end of the night, the next morning. Let's go ahead and check out what this block is. Why you choose to do this. What is it? Spirit guides, spirit guides, spirit guides. What is it that needs to come out for the block? You need to balance your view. You need to understand that you create your wheel of fortune. That you do have access to fulfillment. I got this Temperance in reverse. but it's the fact that you don't believe this. You're confused on the fortunes that you can have, or fortunes that could be possible. The fortunes and the foundations that you want to build with others. It's the belief that all will always be draining to you that has you not wanting to rebalance this in a sense, or fighting the rebalancing of this. It could be the very thing that rocks you, that creates that conflict when you're trying to balance or rebalance yourself. Man, this person, ooh-wee. I have a 6 of Cups. They're just like a revolving door. A revolving door of something that you've been entangled in. And it's all due to this communication. I feel like it's the convenience of communication. It's almost the fact that it's dependable. And that's why you can sit here and keep going around and around and around with it. It's dependable when it wants to be dependable. You have to understand that too, because when they get tired, then there goes that. Now I have a 6 of Coins in reverse. For some reason, you feel like partnerships, or when it comes to your side of things, you always feel like you have to be the one who gives the most. Or that's just the way it always ends up. You're always the one who loves the hardest. You're always the one who does the most. You're always the one who shows up and gives 110%. Four of Cups again. That's the thing that irritates you about this. That is the thing, that's the mess that honestly irritates you about this. I don't know, I feel like you've tried to help create opportunities for this person. Try and build them up, this place up to the potential that they could be, the potential that they put off to the public. But it's like chasing a wild goose. It's not working. It's not working. I have this 4 of Coins again. Going back and forth again with this person is the thing that's draining you. Even though, like I said, this person is here for convenience because they're not doing much with their lives, it's the very thing that is draining you. Whatever it is that they do, it feeds into your concept about whatever it is that you believe when it comes to partnerships. Now, if they're feeding the concept of that, then it's keeping you stuck. You're not challenging that old concept, and that's what the guys want you to do. They want you to follow your intuition. When you get irritated, that is something that's pulling at you. You need to explore that irritation. And you have to understand, whatever you work at, you get good at. Whatever you put your time and your effort to, that's usually what you're going to practice towards. That's what you're going to grow. So keep going back to this person, or keep letting this person come back to you, because of this convenience of this communication that's happening, whatever it is that they're talking sweet to you, or it's just the fact that it's there, it's right now, is the very thing that keeps you so entangled into only that one narrow view. Again, when it comes to certain partnerships. What is the last card? What is the last card for the block? Comes this Knight of Cups. You don't know how to stop chasing them. You don't know how to let this convenience just go and flow along its way. It's easier in a sense for you to have them there and for you to overspend. Again, because for that moment in time, the few hours, you really glorify that feeling of being distracted. But it only lasts for so long. Again, by the end of the night, even with this person, place, whatever it is, even if they're at your side at the end of the night or the end of the shift, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling the decisions you made. You're not feeling the money you spent. You're not feeling it. Oh, man. That's a hard one. That is a hard one. That takes a belief. It takes a big belief. It takes a big wanting to get to know yourself a little bit more. A lot of people will talk with other people, get this, even when they don't want to, just because it's somebody to talk to. But the whole thing is, are you really being true to yourself with this relationship? You have to ask yourself this. Whatever this partnership is, whatever this business is, are you really being truthful with yourself and wanting to be so entangled with it? Because the more time goes on, the more you practice being around this person, place, or thing, the more entangled you are going to become in it. Better watch out. Better watch out. You don't want to end up in a relationship saying that they weren't the love of your life. That you married them because you had to. Because I'll tell you from experience of seeing others, 20 years from now, you're not going to be happy. 10 years from now, you're not going to be happy. You'll be glorifying the toxic relationship, the toxic business before that, before this one, as the better one. Even though that's the one who done you dirty too. You gotta be careful. You have to be careful of this. You gotta be true to yourself. You really do. Sometimes it sucks to have to walk on your own, whether as an entrepreneur, whether it's a single person, whether it's somebody who's getting out of a toxic family. You have to learn how to walk on your own. When you learn to go on adventures by yourself, you learn new things about yourself. Different lands, different places will bring out different parts of you. Just know that. There is billions upon billions of other people. There's probably billions, millions, whole bunch of other businesses. Most likely in the same thing that you're doing. You got some that are higher up. You got some that are doing the same. You got some that are doing lower. But the whole thing is, if you lowball yourself and you always say, that's my value, then that's what you're going to find. But if you learn how to go on the adventure of learning how to value yourself and seeing how much you're really worth, you're going to find some even better. You're going to find some that you worked hard for. Alright, so let's get started with the conclusion. I got the Universe Oracle here, bringing it back to self-love. Because guess what? Like I said, if you choose to take on this challenge, Libra, that emotional IQ for yourself is going to go up. That is a beautiful thing to increase. So, divine and universal energy, angels, ancestors, and guides for the Libra frequency. What are the positive messages we have here for the conclusion? Ooh. Don't jump around this. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Don't ever doubt prayer. I was just speaking to somebody about this the other day. The strongest tool that I've ever came across has been the power of prayer. Start to get down. Pray for what you're looking for. Pray for what you're looking for. See what happens. Open up to something different. If you want to pray for seeing something that's more aligned with you, then you got to start putting it out there. You got to start manifesting it. And then when you go out there, you start to have to open up to it. And it's not just opening up to grabbing it for yourself, opening up to seeing others in it. Seeing yourself in it. Power of observation. Don't underestimate that. Stop being confused. I choose to learn through love. Do you love yourself enough to give yourself another chance at something you really want? Can you love yourself enough? Can you give yourself permission to love yourself enough to be open to working towards something you really want? You gotta put down the bitterness. You gotta put down the distaste for past things that have happened. You have to put down the things around you that could be reminding you of the past things. Alright, something you're confused on and you don't want to see. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. You don't got to be mad at this person. You open up to this lesson, this person could be the rude awakening that helps this happen. The rude awakening that helps you face what's going on. The rude awakening where you learn to stop punishing yourself for some past that you feel like you still have to deal with now. Ooh, you want a little in-depth and fun stories with that? Go check out the new moon and full moon interpretation that I do. Because we do speak upon Hercules with the full moon and how Hercules was punishing himself for something that he had done, but he had no control of at the time. And he had to face the challenges of acknowledging stuff and being open to trying to create a repentance through a journey of challenging different monsters. So check that out if you want an in-depth look on how the energies of the new moon in Aquarius and full moon in Leo are affecting us this time around. Alright, so 2 more cards that are coming out. Ooh, don't be at odds ends with this, Libra. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Ooh, I tell you what, people who are living in their truths, walking in their purpose, are ones that don't have to maintain a false image. Are ones who are accepting of their journey. Are ones who are accepting that their journey has helped create an individual who has the option to grow, who has an option to always achieve more. Alright, something we're confused on is true healing occurs when I give myself to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. I'm telling you, when you dealing with this one and they got you so irritated because they're doing whatever else has done before, you need to explore that. You need to explore why you're still dealing with them. What triggers you to have to still deal with this situation? All right, I got one more card for the Libra frequency. What is the last card for Libra? Ooh, 2 cards. All right, Libra. I know that you felt like you've been dealt a mud pie when it comes to certain partnerships. The fairness in it. When it comes to you always being the one who has to show up for others and not being able to have another show up for you. But we have to rewrite this. We have to open up to the universe has my back. And these others were just mere lessons teaching you what you really deserve. Do you deserve a business that has a boss that sees you as an individual instead of a cash cow? Do you deserve partnerships where people don't entangle you in their messes, but meet you at an even level, who can help enhance each other because of the individualism that we have for each one, or that each one has, and they're able to stand in that authentic truth. They're not here because they're compromising because there's a fear of something. They're here because they choose to be here. Ooh. All right, last one. Believe it. I am the loving energy of the universe. You are the universe, and the universe is you. When you open up to that, then you realize that the possibilities are endless. This doesn't speak upon wealth of the material world. This speaks of wealth in the heart, wealth of having great relationships with the ones around you, wealth of being able to understanding the flow of life, and when you're meeting roadblocks, when you're meeting lessons, the wealth of being able to feel at home in yourself and understanding when something's going on with you and not being upset by how you feel, but opening up to it. The wealth of knowing yourself on such a level that nobody can tell you that you're something different. Ooh. That universe holds it all. And remember, you hold it all too. I'm going to leave it at this. Thank you so much, Libra, for coming in and hanging out. And don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for helping bring out all these positive messages for you. And I hope you have a most wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.